why wait? You want to just dive into it?
Let's dive in.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
Barron, thanks for joining me, man. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Chris. You're the man.
I don't even know how we got connected. It was like 4 different people mentioned your name, and then you reached out and all this stuff. It was one of those things that was like,
it's meant to be.
Yeah, it was like too many signs all at once.
It's meant to be.
Let's do it. So
yeah.
All right. Well, real quick. So what was this podcast you did in Mexico? Like how did that work?
Okay, so it was about music.
Okay.
And I was supposed to release an album. I never did.
Okay.
So
I know the feeling.
We're gonna be releasing an album. I have all this music built up that I haven't released. So we're gonna get it out there.
Okay.
We got some big labels looking at me right now.
Hell yeah. Good
I don't
want
to name drop yet. But.
No, don't name drop. Put the bad juju out in the world.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So, when did you start making music?
So I started making music during COVID.
Okay.
When was that? Was what, 2020? Right?
It's weird. It's like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. So 2020, I think, is when I started making music.
Shit.
Did some classes with Kygo. And
did you do the monthly?
The monthly,
Is that how you started?
That's how I started.
Dude, that's how I started in the music production stuff. Was with the Ryan Tedder, the One Republic guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, it opened my mind. Because there's so many basics in that, right?
Right.
It just opens your mind to, oh my God, this is what a stereo output bus does. Like, how did I miss this, dude?
Yeah, so basically the monthly, I started in that, and I bought all the gear, and was like, I love making music. So since then, I've been making like on the road, different countries, anywhere I'm at, and just busting it out, making music.
So okay, so did you just start like making music in 2020?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I released my first single, which is out right now on all platforms. It's called Missing You. It's kind of corny, I know, but I released it on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So that was my first single, and now we got many more. We got a lot of music to release.
Dude, that's cool.
Barron Wade is my name.
Barron Wade.
Yeah,
okay.
for now. Might change it a little bit later. But it's like a little bit of dance, techno, electronic, house.
Okay.
Like
damn,
that
dude.
Tulum vibe. Yeah.
So were you like, what made you start making music? Because I've been playing guitar for like a long time. So it was the first time I learned like the production side. But so you just started making music too.
Did
2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So what got you there?
It's kind of bad to say on the podcast, but shout out to Eric and Augusto at Virginia's on 5th Avenue.
Okay.
Guys, every day, 3 to 5, 50% off at Virginia's.
Hell yeah.
I'm not getting paid for that. We did like a little trial run. So we did it on Friday, and they call me the California Kid. So like, yo, you're going to be the DJ tonight. We're going to call you DJ Cali Kid.
Okay.
And my name was like different. I had so many different names that day. I was like DJ Spotify. I was playing off Spotify, literally off of an iPad. And so it was a Friday. It was in the middle of COVID. And we played on Friday. There was no one there. And then I just started playing music, and then the room just started filling up. And then on Saturday, we did it again. And it just like we flooded the whole entire place. Like there was like 500 people in there. Like, oh my God, this is insane. So I did that for 2 weekends in a row. That's what started everything. And since then, I was like, I want to make my own music instead of playing someone else's music.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And yeah, here we are today.
So who do you like model your music after? Like what people do you listen to? Because there's a difference between like the music that you make and what it sounds like versus the people that actually you listen to learn how you want to make music. It could sound totally different. So like, who are those people?
So I like Kygo, obviously. Coldplay, I like a lot. Like Millennium, I like Seven Lions.
Okay.
I like a lot of regular music too.
Okay.
Some hip hop.
Nice.
The Baby.
The Baby.
The Baby.
The Baby.
Drake, I like a lot. I listen to everything. Just what the mood is, just go with it,
Yeah. So the stuff that you're making, like where does it fall into?
We're gonna do the stuff that I'm making is a mixture of like Millennium, Seven Lions, Coldplay, Kygo, Calvin Harris, Like all that mixed together.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. And it's funny because like I think a lot of people don't realize this when you get into making music and all these things, like
Right.
that a lot of stuff that people do it's kind of been done before,
Right.
by different bands kind of doing their own thing, but
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
take what's there and then kind of like mix it all into your own
Absolutely.
thing. That makes original music. I
It's
think
the
people try to
best.
be too hard to like be original, and then you sound weird, and then you realize there's some band from the '60s that already made this weird sounding shit. So you're like,
Absolutely. So one thing about music is like it's a limitless thing. So it's like it's almost like you create music and there's like a limitless amount of options of sounds that you can create and make. There's a certain amount of keys that you can play, but there's programs now that you can make literally any sound.
that's wild.
So it gives you that feeling of like the ultimate power when you're up there and you're playing your music and you're like, oh my God, this is the best feeling ever. You know,
Yeah.
you're living in that moment and creating that moment and just feeling good about it.
100%. So
That makes sense.
dude, totally. Especially when you're doing something and you're like killing it and you're in the zone, and
Absolutely.
you really feel that connection to the audience. And then I don't know, it's you go through a lot of life, just kind of doing day-to-day stuff, right? But it's
Right.
one of those things where
Yeah.
if you're like performing, you're killing it, it's like
Absolutely.
you feel fucking alive, dude.
Yeah.
You know? So like, all right. So this started off. You were just, they call you DJ Spotify, playing
DJ
other
Spotty, man.
DJ Spotty, and then
Yeah.
So where? All right. So then where did that kind of transpire into making your own music, and then what does that come to in terms of like performing and doing stuff, and then
Yeah.
releasing
So,
music?
well, they called me DJ Spotty because I was playing off of Spotify.
Yeah.
No one knew I was playing everything off of Spotify from the iPad, and then I had my computer and the whole setup. But my computer actually shut off once, and I didn't have a computer or the iPad was off, the computer was off, so I'm like freaking out. So we went into the office, and like the little aux cord,
Yeah.
plug into your phone, connect that. So I just went on my phone and connected it up.
Just start
We're on
making
live. Totally forgot we're on live.
That's all right. Yeah, and you just start making like Spotify playlists. Like,
Yeah.
all right, let me put these songs together faster than they can run out, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that feeling. We used to when we would play shows, we'd have to fill like that meantime gap
Right.
between the sets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like, oh shit, did we make a Spotify playlist? Did we make a playlist? All right, what do you got? Throw out a song. All right, add that. What's next? Like, let's build like 6 songs here, 10
Yeah.
songs. That way, like, people aren't pissed that there's nothing playing, or they don't
Yeah.
notice at least.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So,
That's,
all right, so you started with that, and then have you gone out and played any shows with this stuff yet?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
No, but we have a lot of things lined up. Tulum, we have Nomad lined up out there.
What's that?
They're just like a group. They
Okay.
play like house music up in the jungle. It's a vibe, man. Tulum is a vibe. It's really
Whoa.
cool.
So you already went to Tulum.
Yeah. Spent my summer last year in all over Mexico. So that was interesting. It
Whoa.
was fun.
All right, dude, tell me about that.
Yeah,
what were you doing in Mexico? What brought you
Mexico,
there?
I was hanging out the whole summer.
Okay.
I was working during the winter in Naples and would travel somewhere in the summer. Last summer, I chose Mexico and was renting a house, an Airbnb. It was like 22 bedroom Airbnb. It was insane, dude. It was like this mansion. It was massive. It was so much fun.
Okay.
So that was like my home ground, and then I had a driver, and we're just exploring Tulum, Playa del Carmen. Cozumel was beautiful. Isla Mujeres is absolutely stunning.
Okay.
And Tulum was probably my favorite. So I was just networking and went to an event and met some people, and they're like, yo, come out here. We're ready for you. So
all right. So then Nomad is there in Tulum.
yeah, they're like a group. They're like a house, like a deep house, like
Okay.
And so I'm gonna rock out with them for a little bit, maybe a week or so, and then
on
to the next place.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's fucking awesome. Good for you, man. All right, so you have a business in Naples. So basically, correct. It sounds like you have this business, and then that you're able to do that in the winter, and then that allows you to just go
wherever.
So all right, freedom. So what is the business, and then like how did it start?
So I started it out of a parking lot in right by Cambier Park. It's a little scooter business, scooters and Segways. Okay. So basically, you go on a tour for 90 minutes and you learn about the history of Naples. And you when you come with me, it's a good time. Yeah. 90 minutes of fun. Sometimes stop for drinks, go meet the owners of the restaurants and do whatever, go to the beach, go to the pier.
Sure.
But it's cool. Like if you haven't been to Naples, it's a good time. So yeah, I actually recently gave up that business and now I'm going to Dubai. Mm-hmm. I'm actually leaving tomorrow. It's crazy.
It's wild, man. It's like
I got a 16-hour flight tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I got like a layover in like Turkey or somewhere crazy. I don't know. I was actually just there last month and a half ago.
In Dubai?
In Dubai. And so I'm going back. I'll be selling luxury real estate. So if you guys need a place in Dubai, call me up. The average home is $760,000 US, and they're like little condos. So it's like all skyscrapers there. That's all it is. It's nothing special.
Yeah,
but it's
it seems like a almost like a different planet kind of.
It is. Yeah, they're basically living in the future. They're on top of everything. Everybody wants to see everyone win, and that's what it's about. It's pushing people forward and making them like live to their fullest potential.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what life's about, is living to your fullest potential. And
yeah. Well, like making the most of it too. Like
absolutely.
It is cool that you're able to kind of do this business, get things running, and then have the time to be able to go like, all right, I've got this business, I'm running this in the winter, making money, and then let me go take X amount of time to just go travel and
that's it.
Do all this stuff. I think a lot of people don't do that. Either they can't or they're like not looking on how they can make it work, maybe.
I'm telling you, anybody can make it happen. If I can make it happen, I'm coming from a small town in Indiana. My family's amazing. I got an older brother, older sister. My parents have been together for about 32 years. I love my family to death, my cousins and all of them. But if I can do it, anybody can do it, sure. Man.
So when did you get down to Naples?
I've been here about 5 years.
Okay. Yeah. So how did you see this? How did you see the opportunity for that business?
It's a long story. So basically, I was doing a cooking show. And
you're doing
up in Mount Dora,
yeah. All right,
like I can start from the very beginning.
Start from the beginning. Start with the cooking show. I'm up in
Mount Dora. So the whole point of the cooking show was to sell this cookware, but the cookware was like $6,000-$7,000 cookware. It wasn't like $100, $200 cookware. So I'm over here like cleaning a chicken, like getting prepared for this cookware, this cooking show, in the middle of a fair. And so we're doing like cooking shows and like fairs and trade shows, things like that. And I'm like cleaning the chicken out in the middle of the fair, like getting ready for the show. And we had to sell the cookware and traveling to different cities and stuff like that. But I started in Mount Dora.
Sure.
Then went to Fort Myers and saw the scooters that were right in front of me. So we had a setup right here of the cooking show, and then across was these scooters, and I saw those and basically invested in 6 of those and started out doing trade shows with those. So we got a trailer and put them in the trailer and went to Orlando. That was the first trade show that we did. Didn't sell a single one.
Okay.
And then I went to Tampa. Actually got kicked out of that show because the turf. They didn't want me riding on the turf because when I demo, I'm like, riding it or whatever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And then we had all these scooters sitting in the garage. and I'm like basically giving up. So at that point, I was building websites for people.
Okay.
And I was I was taking pictures of food and then making an online store for people. And then the idea came. I did a Segway tour downtown Naples with Hoffman, the trolley. They're great people too, by the way. And basically did their tour and gave me the idea and started it up. No business license, no storefront, just straight out of a parking lot. Did it for about 2 months. Eventually, code enforcement caught me, and he was like, "You got to get a location." And then that day, I went and signed with 10 City, and from there on out, it's history.
Damn, dude.
I was like handing out cards, like, "Come do a tour, come do a tour." No one for like weeks. I was like giving up, and then finally, that one person, and then.
Who was the first person?
It was this like big tall guy. He looked like he rode like Harley Davidsons, He
Really?
had like, this stash right here, like big guy. He was huge. And then he had this like smoke show of a girl. She had to been like 25, 26. The guy was like 40. And I forgot where they were from, but yeah, I'll never forget that. I wish I had the picture. I can pull it up.
Damn, dude, that's cool.
But
so
yeah.
Isn't it kind of crazy? Like you come up with these ideas and you think you like.
It's
I bet
nuts.
when you bought those scooters and you invested in, you're like, this is gonna kill at the trade show. You're like, I'm gonna go to Orlando. I'm gonna have so much fucking money when I leave this place. Like it's not even doesn't even make sense. And then you like get there, nobody wants it. Then you go to the other place, you get kicked out, and then you're just like
crazy.
You're almost like peddling stuff, and then finally like it breaks, and it's like, all right, I'm onto something here. Like, dude, that's how it's not like the podcast business stuff went. Like the whole reason why I got the other podcast, that business podcast, is because somebody asked me like, oh, hey, can you do a podcast? I'm like, yeah. Well, I was learning music production. I'm like, I think so. Like it's just audio, right? I'll figure out the rest.
Yeah, that's cool.
It ended up falling through. And then I ended up producing a podcast for my brother for like his business stuff, but I saw the value in it and I tried to sell it to a bunch of other people. I'm like, this is going to kill. Like he's talking to like CEOs, he's talking to executives, all this stuff.
Absolutely.
Like people are going to see all the value in it. And you're talking to people and they're like, wait, you want me to start a podcast from a business? Like you want me to go in my garage and talk to like my friend about business? Like what is this that you're saying? And like, I couldn't sell, like I didn't sell anything. Like I just didn't sell anything from that. And then all of a sudden you see like a different opportunity and like, well, here's this other business path.
Absolutely.
And it's weird how it unfolds, man. I think people think it's more straightforward than it really is. Like
really is.
It's kind of fucking nuts how it actually
it's
happens.
Crazy. I don't think people realize that everything is meant to be, and you can't stress about nothing. And your mental health and the way you eat is really. I mean, I'm drinking coffee right now, but I've been drinking alkaline water for the last like month and eating very healthy. And your health is very important, and the people you surround yourself with is key. And you want those people that are around you to build you up, and they want you to succeed and move forward in life. And we're falling forward, man, not backwards. So we're always looking ahead.
That's a good way of putting it. Is like falling forward, just because, dude. I think most people that are successful and like are enjoying life and things like that don't really know where they're going. Like you kind of do, and maybe when you get older you do. But like I don't know many young people that are like successful. It's like that they know where they're going. Like they might have a pretty good idea, but dude, most of the time it's trial and error. You're like,
it's trial and error.
Like, you couldn't have guessed 3 years before that you would start that business, and then 3 years ago you wouldn't have guessed that you're going to be moving to Dubai to sell luxury real estate. I mean, you probably couldn't have even guessed that a year ago.
Absolutely not. Not even 3 months ago.
So how did that come about?
Long story.
Well, we're on a podcast, dude. Let's talk about it.
So, Kimura, they're like a modeling agency based out of Toronto.
Okay.
And the girl I was seeing at the time, she was a model, and she got invited over there, and she was like, well, I was talking to him, and he was like, yo, come on. Long story short, and I went out there, and we were basically making movies out there and photo shoots and it was a blast, man. It was a dream. So
nice. Damn, dude. Like what kind of photo shoots, what kind of movies were you making?
We were doing basically anything cool there, like deserts. We were going sand buggies in the deserts. We were going to the top of the Khalifa Tower doing shots there. We went to Abu Dhabi, the Grand Mosque. That was beautiful.
Really?
I'd recommend anyone to go. It's absolutely incredible. It's a long flight, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like a different world over there.
It is, yeah. So they're pretty advanced with everything, like technology. All the buildings have been built in like the last like 40 or 60 years. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the new ones have been built in like the last 20 years. So all these buildings are brand new. And they're on top of the game with everything, and a lot of security. You can't even hold hands in public. So there's a lot of
really?
A lot of rules. You can't kiss in public. Girls have to be covered. I think if you're married, you can hold hands, but you can't kiss. They have these secret cameras on the highway, all over the streets. There's cameras everywhere. But surprisingly, I did not see that many cops. So
maybe because they have all these cameras.
Know. Yeah, right. So
I didn't know that.
I don't want to mess with the law there, but
yeah, it seems like a place that you don't want to mess with the law.
Yeah, but there's a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long do you think that you're going to end up being over there?
Well, I have my 10-year reunion for high school in December. My birthday is on Christmas. So
okay.
I'm going to come back during December and then go back out there, and I'll probably be out there maybe a year.
Okay.
6 months to a year.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
And then just kind of see what success you find out there. How
yeah,
it
we'll be
shakes
selling. Selling. I'm just going to focus on selling real estate, commercial real estate. Just get deep into real estate, man.
So you have to like go basically like learn the lay of the land, or
yeah, I basically already know it. It's
okay.
pretty simple, but once I get there, they help me out. They'll train me for a week and
throw the wolves, dude.
Yeah, then after that it's go time.
Do you like that better though? Like that kind of here's some basic stuff and then
absolutely, because they're pretty straightforward with everything, and they want to see you win. They set you up to win. So
yeah,
you don't need a test, no license to sell real estate in Dubai. You make 5% of what you sell, on top of some other things, but the percentages are very good there. And the market is beyond hot right now. It's very hot. It's the place to be.
Yeah, and I mean, if the average is like $700-something thousand,
yeah, the average $760,000.
5%'s
all the way up. You can buy something for about 250 to 300 million there.
Yeah,
it's not a yacht, but it'll do.
5% of that'll do. That'll get the job done.
Billionaire Barron, man.
Yeah,
gotta manifest. I've been manifesting a lot, saying a lot of prayers, manifesting. I think manifesting's pretty key to life.
So, all right, tell me about that. So, what do you mean by manifesting? Like, what is it, and then how does it work? Like, what do you see in it?
So, manifesting is like creating like your destiny, like almost like looking into the future of what you want yourself to be, where you see yourself. It's about who you want to become, and that's the art of life, is manifesting of who you will become, and chasing greatness, man, falling forward.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
So how'd you come across that idea, like the concept of like manifesting and all that kind of stuff, or is it something that you feel like you've been doing and then just somebody labeled it?
I feel like I've been doing it for quite a while, but now things are really starting to set in reality.
Okay.
Since I was a kid, maybe like middle school, I would say.
Yeah. Just like looking at shit and just being like, dude, I think I could do that.
Yeah, man. I've lived all over the world, and I don't know. It's there, you know?
Yeah.
So you just gotta find it, find yourself, and know what you want in life, and you just gotta chase your dreams. Don't be scared. Don't let anything hold you back. Just gotta go for it, man.
Dude, it can be scary. I think, dude, it can be fucking
scary.
terrifying, dude.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff like, do you see, have you ever dealt with this, like that kind of the self-sabotage almost, where you're just
Absolutely.
yeah, all right, so tell me about that, because you've been doing all this stuff going all over the world, so how do you manage through that?
I feel like fear plays a big role in most people's lives, and like there's been times where I've been down, like going through things. I'm sure everybody goes through it, but I got God on my side, so you just gotta look up the bigger picture and know what you want, I guess. But there's been times where I've just it's been rough, unhealthy. Like binging, partying, like surrounding myself with bad, toxic people. But you had to change that at an earlier stage, and luckily I did, and learned from that, and just keep moving forward.
Keep rolling, dude.
Keep rolling.
Yeah, so like what kind of, were there any, so you've been going all around the world, like, so did you find that at a certain point when you were younger, you were falling in with the wrong people just by virtue of what you were doing? And then,
So in high school, luckily I had sports to keep me afloat, but in high school I was pretty reckless. College I was pretty reckless too. I had good and bad people. I try to motivate the bad, but I never let the bad overpower me. Exactly. I was always with the good, so I was always staying focused on the positive things in life. And even though sometimes I was partying and doing bad things, when I woke up the next morning, I motivated myself to be better that day.
Dude, it's crazy how
a lot of dark days out there, man.
Dude, it is crazy.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows over here, man.
No.
So,
dude, and I think even if you're, I think a lot of people miss that. Even if you're like a positive person, even if you're moving things along, it's not.
Everybody goes through it.
Yeah, you gotta. Everybody deals with some bullshit, and even when you're successful, like it doesn't stay. Like for me,
absolutely,
it's more. I don't know. Like I'm kind of fucked up in that. So you got like
it's a roller coaster,
dude. It's a roller coaster, and like
absolutely.
I'll go home to my wife and be like, "Man, I'm feeling like weird today." She's like, "Did anything bad happen?" I'm like, "No. This guy said he wants to move forward. This person said that they're interested. This guy said he thinks he has like a couple leads for me. I think this is like working." She's like,
"Absolutely."
What's the matter? I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like shit. I don't know. And then some days like. It sucks when both the world and your emotions line up, where it's like both are hidden. It's like, I felt like shit, and they said they didn't want to work with me, and that fell through, and that fell through, and I'm missing this, and like, it's like you get in that like
I
trough
can definitely
of despair.
relate to that. The last 2 months have been pretty brutal.
Really?
Yeah, but I've been traveling, meeting the people that I've been meeting even today is just like a blessing.
Yeah.
My friends and my family have really been on my side with things. So that's key too, your friends and family.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what gets you through life right there, man.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty thankful that I've had my family that can like teach me how to do as much stuff as they have, and like just different friends you can bounce shit off of and be
that's it.
Be real and get real feedback from people, because I don't know. My thing, like we talked about before this, you wanted to bring somebody with you that that I mean, I don't even know who they are. I think they're famous, but I don't like know who that is.
Okay.
But I've kind of like I've got my friends, I got my family, and I'm like, dude, I don't even care. Like if I meet like famous people, fucking whatever, that's cool. But I'd rather talk to people that are gonna have a real conversation, or maybe have like traveled the world and done stuff, got some perspective on some things.
Right.
I like that more than like, dude, I can't talk to your Instagram followers. Like if you have 40 or 80 or a million Instagram followers, like that might be cool, but I don't. What does that do for us talking right now? Like, have you learned from all those people? Like, Shit. Well, then share like
Share
your
that
world of
knowledge.
stories.
Yeah.
But like the fame stuff, I don't know. I'd never clicked in my head.
Right. I don't know. I have in my family had a very famous pitcher, Kurt Schilling. I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys
dude.
are baseball fans, but
Yeah.
he's changed a lot. But I mean, he's an awesome guy. But my mom and him had a interesting relationship. They grew up together. But his mom was like a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Hey, Mary Jo. Hey, Mary Jo, you're the best. She's in heaven right now. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting what it could do to you.
The fame?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't know. It's scary, but it could be also a blessing, you know. I don't live in people's shoes every day. I only live in my own shoes. So
Yeah.
I'm my own person, you know.
Are you so like by doing all this stuff? Like, are you around famous people all the time?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is it like being around these famous people?
It's cool. Like it's fun. It has its moments.
Sure.
Ups and downs. The ups as we get full access, then everybody loves us. That's the greatest
Sure.
part. And then the downs is like behind the scenes, like what happens behind the scenes. Get
Yeah.
mad or whatever, or messaging your girlfriend.
Okay.
Have that happen.
I can see that happening
Many
yeah.
times. Or like, for instance, they just, they feel like they can like just rule the world. So, and, you have to go with it.
Yeah.
So
If you're
it's been a lot of time. So many random people.
Yeah, dude. I bet.
But
Just by virtue of traveling, you probably end up being around these people, find yourself in those
Yeah.
different situations. Okay.
yeah. But it's cool. I admire success. I love success. I love it when people success. So
Yeah.
when they have success. So I think that's pretty inspirational with how they succeed. I don't look at the bad in everything. I like to look at the good.
Yeah.
How they got there, what did they do, and their story, their background, where did they come from. I think it's truly inspiring.
So since you're
Not
around-
even famous, just anybody in general,
Yeah, well, and I'm curious about the fame side, just for the nature of like, is there a spot where you see them shift to that kind of mindset? Like, have you seen that shift take place, or are you more just kind of meeting them when they're famous and you kind of along for the ride, and then just like these kind of things happen? Like,
yeah, basically.
oh, cool,
that.
this guy's messaging my girl. All right, sweet.
Yeah, no, I've been the people that I'm friends with. They've been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen nothing too crazy yet. But,
Sure.
But yeah, the people that Julius Dean, he's the man.
Julius Dean.
He's a famous magician. I was actually with him in Mexico last summer.
Really? Damn. That's
You
cool.
can't bring that guy anywhere. We're in Miami, and people are just coming up to him and
like swamping
him.
Damn, dude. This is part of my problem too. It's like I don't know who the fuck
Yeah.
anybody is. I feel like I live under
That's
a
good.
rock.
I think it's better that way, honestly.
Yeah, I'm like I live in a house in a
What do you
community
think,
out in the middle
Dylan?
of a swamp.
Yeah.
You're saying it's better not to know anybody.
Yeah, there's pros and cons.
Yeah.
You don't need
Absolutely.
to get wrapped up in what they got going on or anything.
Yeah. I mean, does that happen?
Superficial stuff.
Yeah, getting wrapped up like in their stuff does that happen a lot? Is that common?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I would think. I don't know. I think so, though.
All right.
Like, they're on, like, a certain schedule. And
Yeah. I'm not trying to pry to be like, oh, tell me all the dirty shit. It's just like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know how
Or
these
like-
people operate at all. So it's just kind of genuinely fascinating because all I see is the facade, like the front, right?
Right.
The Instagram piece, the whatever piece,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whoever the thing is. I think like it makes you look maybe more happy or more successful,
Yeah.
whatever it might be.
it does, man.
I don't think that it's all fake though, inherently, right? Because
Mhm.
I mean, they're successful, and that's cool. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Sorry for harping. I don't want you to like be like, oh yeah, this one guy, he's a fucking asshole or something like that. No, I don't.
No, man.
Don't want
I'm
to do
all
that.
good vibes, man. Today was a good day. Woke up.
Yeah.
So you woke up in Port Royal today. Got some coffee and smoothie. Went surfing. Scurfing, right?
First time.
Went scurfing, man.
Dude.
Got up on the board today. It was good. Today
Did
was a
you?
good day. Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
man.
The sun was shining.
Scurfing's tough.
Scurfing on the Mastercraft and.
Yeah, I broke my hand when I was kneeboarding on a boogie board on the back of my dad's boat, like, and it was just so stupid. It's like a little pontoon boat, and the way I broke it was like trying to get in closer to the wake, pull in, wrap the rope around my hand, fell. Pulled. I'm glad he's going slow. I would have lost my thumb for sure. I ended up getting like a couple pins in there.
Oh,
dude, if he wasn't going like real slow, thumb would have been gone.
You're like Iron Man now.
I'm basically Iron Man.
Basically Iron Man.
Yeah, I had some pins sticking out, and then and then I was like, hey, can you like cut a huge hole in my chest and put like this like Polonia or whatever it is? And he's like, yeah, sure. Next thing you know, I'm in a desert cave in Iraq building this fucking big ass suit, and the rest is history.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I'm jealous.
Yeah, so
let's go break some bones today.
Yeah,
it's like transforming Iron Man.
That's what I do, and that's how I fly home. Dude, actually, you know what I want to do? I want to do one of those jetpacks. You see those jetpacks?
Those are epic.
Those guys are doing now, where they get the hand thing.
Absolutely,
flying around. Cool. I bet you can probably do that in Dubai.
Let's do it. Yeah. I'm going to call you up.
Yeah. Do some recon.
Get one. Bring it over here.
Yeah.
Bring it to Naples.
Oh, guys, you want to go to the next listing? Here, grab on.
Hop on the jetpack. Yeah.
Fly over
have like a little pad. Just like float up.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Dude, I haven't done any of that stuff. I tried wake skating once. I think I might have done a shove it. And that.
There you go.
But that was when I was skateboarding a lot more. So I was like.
Skateboarding's cool.
I was more.
I had a phase of skateboarding.
Yeah, did you?
Absolutely.
How old were you?
Like 6.
6? Yeah. Yeah, I did probably like 10, 12 through 20-ish. And then I was living in Orlando. I was like 22. I think this is when I stopped skateboarding. No, it was shortly after that. So I was in Orlando skateboarding. I did like a jump. I was like trying to get fancy. I was like did a jump off a quarter pipe. Like landed on my knee, and my vision went white at that moment for like 3 seconds. So for like 2 full seconds, I was like, "That's it, I'm blind."
That's amazing.
That fucking sucks. And so that hurt a lot. And then I was like, let it sit for 6 months. And then I went to Fleischman Park in Naples. You know that cement? Yeah, they got the cement, half wood, half cement. So I was skating in the bowl. It was like, all right, last run of the day, sounds good. Sun's shining this way, so there's a shadow on the bowl. I go around, cut up, and go like this, but the bowl does this thing where it goes in and then it goes back flat. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but basically what happened is I'm completely sideways, like 6 feet in the air, hits the lip, and I just go straight and fucking fall like that on my hip. And like I had trouble walking for like 3 full days, and I was just like, dude, I think my days are numbered skateboarding, hitting these like bowls and half pipes, and no more Tony Hawk, no more 900s. I'm fucking done.
That's epic.
And that was the start of the middle of my life.
Yeah, there you go. Midlife crisis.
Yeah.
What a great awakening.
Dude, I had a quarter life crisis. What were you gonna say?
Everyone stops skateboarding whenever they have a bad accident. And my accident was at Fleshman too. Going up the ramp, going off the side. Never did it again.
That was your accident? Was
and then I tried biking, accident at Fleshman. That was it.
Dude, yep.
I'm not pushing it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, agreed. So anybody that can't hear that, so you literally had the same, probably, I wouldn't be surprised if we literally fell in the same exact spot.
I fell on the other corner of the big ramp. You go down the big ramp, up another small one, but I went, then instead of straight up, landing on top, went off to the right.
Oh.
And went onto the grass, but I was already.
Onto the grass?
Free falling. Oh. Onto the hands. Board comes above me. And I was wrists were like all the way back. I was like, I'm done with that.
Dude, Fleischman Park is a skateboard career killer.
I'm not going there.
It is.
I'm scared to go there.
Damn, dude. Well, all right. At least I'm not alone then. I feel better about it. But I did have a quarter life crisis. So
let's hear this.
So when I was, so I graduated college and I was 20 maybe when I graduated college, 21. Went back and worked for my family company. It was actually funny enough. I'm wearing the shirt, Flight Docs. So I was working there for like 6 months doing sales, and I hated it at that time. Yeah. I was like, dude, I was like miserable. I was just like a shitty employee, you know?
Yeah.
And finally got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm leaving. I got to go out on my own. I got to do something outside of the family company. Like, I got to prove to myself that I can do what I need to do, right? Like, I don't want to just like stay at a family company forever.
Absolutely.
I got to get out. So I ended up moving to Orlando, went and worked at this call center, which ended up being like a borderline scam job. And I didn't realize it. But basically what you were doing is people would call in thinking that they were calling to like do a job interview. Yeah. And you'd pass them on to somebody who would then get their information and get them to agree for online colleges to call them. And these fucking colleges don't stop calling you ever. So you end up basically getting these people who aren't educated, don't really know what's going on, and looking for like warehouse jobs. And now you just are like have colleges calling them and trying to like sell them on fucking nonsense shit. And I worked there for 2 months, call center. I was like ready to fucking blow my brains out.
2 months is a long time, man.
I'm surprised that lasted that long. I thought they were building a whole nother section of their business and it would help people and I could do that. And it was never ending promises. And I was like, I'm done. So I was sitting in Orlando for a month trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I had some savings from working since I was like 14. Right. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to drive around the country. I have a friend that lives in LA. I'm going to make my way out there somehow and then see what happens. So I went up to North Florida, Austin, and I called
Austin is great, by the way.
Austin's cool.
Oh my gosh.
And I called a guy that I went to college with. Like I wasn't even like good friends with him, but I knew him. He lived a few houses down. He's living in Colorado. I'm like, hey man, I'm coming to Colorado. I'm gonna end up going to Utah, then LA. But do you mind if I stay with you for a couple of days? And he's like, yeah, that would be awesome. And actually, we're going to Moab, Utah, where you're going, like that weekend. I'm like, oh, all right. So I stayed with him for a few extra days. We went to Moab in Utah. Have you ever been there?
I don't think so.
Dude, one of the coolest.
Salt Lake City, though.
Okay, it's like probably 5 hours south of there, maybe more. But it's like they call it like the extreme sports capital of the U.S. or something. That. And dude, it's all these mountains and plateaus and red rocks, and people are mountain climbing, bungee, dirt biking. So that was awesome. Awesome. It was cool going from that primitive camping, no cell service. You could see every star in the sky. The next night I'm in Vegas, like at Caesar's Palace, then into LA for 10 days. Getting a lay of the land, trying to figure out what I'm doing with my life.
Right. A lot of desert.
Yeah. I did a lot of desert driving, dude.
Yeah. One time from LA to Vegas, and I got caught in a sandstorm there. And that was my first drive to Vegas from LA. And like this massive sandstorm's coming in. I'm like, what is going on? Is this the Day of the Dead? Like, this is wild. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. It's cool just going out and traveling and exploring, man.
That's what it's about.
I don't know if this will register with you, but like when you're traveling, you're going to all these places, like do you feel like time is longer? Do you feel like each day is longer?
Yeah. I do in a way.
Okay.
But then it goes by quick.
Sure. But when you're in it, when you're like experiencing that day,
it's just beauty.
It's like every day being on the road, driving, doing all that stuff. That felt like the longest days in the best way.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's because you're learning the whole time. You don't even notice it because like you would never think of, all right, I drove 8 hours through the New Mexico desert. You wouldn't necessarily think of that as something to label learning, right? But if you're driving in a totally foreign place that you've never been to. It's all new terrain that you've never driven on, anything like that. By proxy of driving and doing that, you're literally learning that whole time. It's like,
Right.
all right, well, I'm learning that you can drive for 5 hours in New Mexico and you're not going to see shit. That's one thing you're learning, but also just, going to these new places, you're like, I don't know.
What's your favorite?
Dude, I genuinely love California.
Love California.
If there's like three things: cost, being super far away from my family, and then also just
the ocean, or no?
Did
you like it out there? I didn't like the ocean there that much.
I like Atlantic Ocean better than I like the Pacific Ocean for sure. I like the ocean in San Diego. It was cool down
Pacific
there.
Beach.
Yep, there and like
there.
La Jolla Beach and stuff like that.
Yes,
that area is super cool. Just in terms of the actual beach itself and being in the water, that's cool. But as you go more north, now it's like pretty like frightening. I'd say like being in Oregon or something.
I didn't go up north. I didn't go as far as LA. That was as far north as I went.
Okay.
So San Fran and like Humboldt and all those places, Oregon, Seattle. I didn't get to explore.
I mean, dude, you got time.
Hey, one day
you'll get up there. That area is really cool. And honestly, I love California. But after COVID and just seeing how they locked everything down, I was like, I really couldn't.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I couldn't.
It's like New York now.
Yeah. And I'm from Long Island, New York originally. So
nice. My
it's
buddy that's supposed to be here today, Pete, if you're watching,
Pete?
He's from Long Island. He started an exotic car company here.
Shit.
So I'll get you guys
cool.
connected. He's probably busy.
Yeah.
Busy. So I'll be there. Yeah.
Pete.
I'll be there. Pete.
How are you?
Love you, Pete. Pete's a great guy. Yeah, from Long Island. He has a location up there. So if you're ever up there.
Sweet.
And he has a location here with Cloud9 Exotics. Shout out to you, Pete. You're the best, man.
I've heard of that
Even
company.
though you're not here. Yeah,
Damn
they're
it, Pete.
great. Yeah, damn it, Pete. You little fucker, man. I swear, Pete would not show up to his own funeral. Yeah, too.
Well,
so
hopefully he won't find out.
Yeah, right.
But so, I don't know. I think that traveling for me is one of the things that I try to structure a lot of stuff around. Like we've been going to Savannah a lot lately.
Savannah,
my wife
Georgia.
and I. Yeah, have you been there?
I feel like I have.
Maybe just passing through or something.
Yeah, maybe passing through.
Yeah, you could probably pretty easily pass through because it's not that far off 95.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like on my way back up going to Indiana, I passed through there. When Hurricane Irma hit, I went to Lake Lanier in Georgia.
Okay.
Where's Savannah?
Savannah's like right on the coast, so it's like just where South Carolina and Georgia meet. It's like right there.
Okay, so yeah, I've probably been over there for sure.
It's a cool area, and actually, funny enough, with the music stuff, this might sound, I don't know, weird or fucked up or something, but you probably can appreciate it from the music side of just how odd it is where ideas come from and like the inspiration and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, and trying to explain it to people is kind of hard, but
oh yeah.
So we were there, and I was working for this company again. So I went on the whole road trip, did some other jobs, worked at Enterprise, all that stuff. Came back for like 4 years.
Back in action.
To the family company, and they sold it. And I was like, and it was September-ish, right? And my wife and I are finally going on a vacation. Like, all right, cool, we'll go there. And Savannah was one of the places. And I was like starting to lose interest in being at this company. Just wasn't feeling it anymore. And I had been in bands like all through college and tried to make a band work when I got back and all this stuff. So playing music and trying to make that be like a full-time thing. And I couldn't get it to work. Like it was just kept falling apart and kept all the obstacles. We made EPs, we did all the things, but I kind of put it on hold to start a career, get my life going. As much as my wife likes to say like, oh, I could have supported you and stuff, like at a certain point, women are just like, dude, if you're gonna be a fucking joke, then I'm not sticking around. And I'm like, all right. So it made me get my shit together.
That's good.
And I'm glad all that stuff happened.
Cheers to that, man.
Yeah. Cheers to that, dude. And so, you know, like all these things were moving along, and we're in Savannah, right? And so we finally get there, and Savannah's like full of, I'll say, death, right? And the way I say it is because it's so old. It's one of the I think it's one of the earliest cities in the U.S. Like,
that's amazing.
Built in the 1700s, all that stuff.
A lot of old people, or just
like more like
old buildings.
Naples is like old people.
Yeah,
Savannah's like old buildings. And
I love that. It's kind of like Connecticut in a way.
It could be. I don't know. I haven't really spent too much time in Connecticut, but it's got a charm to it. And so
that's awesome.
There's like a lot of graveyards and shit all over the place. And again, this will sound weird, but they said like during the early 1900s, there's like a plague. And you know how they have like, they say like dead ringer, you know the term dead ringer? Apparently that was because they would bury people, and sometimes people would wake up in the tombs, but they'd be buried alive.
Whoa,
and so
epic.
They put these strings in there, like, so that way if you were alive, you could ring the bell. And
man.
people could hear you
Back
and
to
come
life.
dig you up. A lot of times it ended up being that like the bodies would like bloat and blow up, and they'd ring the bell, so they'd dig them up, and then it was just like a really fucking gross dead body. But anyway, so like that being said, I felt like music was done. I felt like it was kind of dead. Right. And so I was sitting there in this Airbnb looking out the window, and I just like felt like almost like a bell ringing. Not like I heard a bell or something crazy, but I was just like looking at this thing like, dude, I put this thing aside. I thought it was dead, and now I'm looking at this thing like now, and I had brought my guitar, and I was sitting there writing stuff, playing some guitar. And I'm like, dude, it's not fucking dead. It's been like, this trip was like ringing the bell, let me know, like, hey, dude, I'm fucking down here. You got to dig me up. And so after
come
that,
alive again,
dude. And after that was when I started being like, all right, I'm gonna be writing every day, even if it's just like writing a journal to get some of the ideas and thoughts out and all that stuff. And then by doing that, it led me to be like, all right, well, what kind of music? I want to be able to produce music. Going to the fucking, going to the studio is expensive, man. It adds up quick. It does. Takes time. Like, how do I do this for myself? And so that's when I ended up finding the monthly course. And like going through all that stuff, and it kind of teed it up for being able to learn all this. And like you said, man, you don't know where you're going to end up. Like, I didn't know that by learning music production or doing this stuff, I'd end up producing podcasts.
It's amazing.
And then now we're having this conversation.
Who'd have
thought? Like, a year,
crazy.
Almost a year in the making. Those were the paths that led to us having this conversation.
It's hours and hours and hours of work too.
Yeah,
like making a song. Oh my gosh,
you want to like jump out of a fucking window sometimes when you're making.
You're
a
like
song.
repeating the sounds over and over and over and over, so you hear these sounds.
Snare one, snare two, snare three,
and everything has to be in rhythm. If one thing is off, and then it puts it off beat. But the programs are pretty advanced to where it's almost really simple to make music.
It is. I definitely overcomplicate it for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I overcomplicate it, and then it hinders you making music, you know? Just like, what am I doing, dude? Why am I putting all these blocks in my way?
It's when you got to get inspired, man.
Yeah.
But, I just start with a sound and then just feed off the sound and make my own sounds and just go with it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to release a song on August 10th.
Hell yeah.
It's supposed to be August 1st, but we'll put the traveling in the way. We're going to do August 10th for sure.
Good. Good. I'll promote it on the show.
Oh, yeah. We'll play, like on the podcast, we'll play something.
Yeah.
I'll send you a song. We can play it in the background or whatever.
That'll be cool.
So yeah, it's going to be Jet Set. It's going to be one. A Lost Universe is two. I think that's what it's called. There's so many.
Yeah.
And then the third one is oh my god, I look like an idiot right now because I don't know the names.
Dude, I think people think that the songs and the names are many. Like set in stone and all these things.
Yeah.
They don't really take on the life of that song for like sometimes like years. And like playing that song and repeating it hundreds of times. Like sometimes lyrics, I legit have to play the song and sing it and do all that stuff like 50 to 100 times before it sinks in and it's there. It's all these things are so much more iterative, like step by step by step to make it. I think people think like, oh, you gotta like, you don't know the name of your song. What are you talking about? You made it. It's like, no, dude. It's always like unfolding to you.
So I'm trying to tell like a story with my music.
Yeah.
Like for each, so I have cover art for the songs, and I almost want to do like a storyline for the music, and then let it all build up, and then make one like crazy video with it.
That's cool.
Make a movie out of it, inspirational video.
Nice.
I love making inspiring videos because I want people like how I grew up to believe that they can do anything in life. Like they can achieve, like it doesn't cost thousands and thousands of dollars to do something. Like you're able to do something with nothing. Like everybody has a talent. You just got to find it. And that's like the art of life. It's what I believe is finding your talent and using that to your advantage.
Yeah. And doing it and sometimes going full throttle and just see where it goes. Throttle. Yeah.
People are gassed, man. Like they just go, you know?
Yeah.
So I love it. Love seeing that. It's cool.
Well, dude, thanks for coming and doing this. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris. You're the man.
Hell yeah.
You're the man.
And so where can people find you, get connected with you?
Yeah, so my Instagram is Billionaire Barron. That's my main account. And then my music page is Barron Wade Music and BarronWadeMusic.com. Or you just Google Barron Wade and you'll find me there. And I'm off to Dubai tomorrow. And also, you might see me on Netflix for Selling Sunsets of Dubai. I'm going to end it at that.
Shit.
So.
Hell yeah, dude. Good for you.
Thank you, man. It was a pleasure. And for those of you listening, thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.